National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan is in Saudi Arabia today, meeting with Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. This ahead of traveling to Israel on Sunday to meet with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. This coming after the first round of badly needed humanitarian aid was delivered into Gaza through a temporary pier built by the United States. The floating dock, part of a makeshift effort to stave off famine in Gaza. Joining me now from London is NBC's Josh Lederman. Welcome, Josh. What can you tell us about Jake Sullivan's visit?
Well, the fact that he's going to Saudi Arabia, Alex, signals that the U.S. has not yet given up on this grand bargain they have been pursuing, where Saudi Arabia would recognize Israel in exchange for Israel opening a legitimate pathway towards statehood for the Palestinians. And when he's in Israel, he's certainly going to want to speak with Israeli officials about that floating pier, that sea route for aid into Gaza, which frankly is a logistical nightmare, Alex. You have U.S. troops who are protecting the actual floating dock that they have installed, but not going on land. The Israeli military handling the security within Gaza, while aid groups in the UN are actually supposed to distribute it to Gazans. But he's also going to want to speak with Prime Minister Netanyahu in Israel about the Israeli military's plans for Rafah, where the U.S. has really been urging Israel not to go in with a full-scale incursion. In fact, now conditioning U.S. aid and weaponry to Israel on Israel not going into Rafah, where for a long time, well over 1 million Palestinians have been sheltering. Here's what White House spokesman John Kirby had to say about what Sullivan will have to say about the Rafah operation.
Jake's going to raise this issue when he goes to Israel on Sunday. They have a right and responsibility to do that. How they do that matters. And that's part of the conversations that we also want to have, and Jake will have, about going after that terrorist capability in Rafah in a way that's targeted, precise, and quite frankly effective. We still don't believe, that the way to do it is to smash into Rafah with a large body of armed forces on the ground in an indiscriminate and reckless manner.
And Alice, a quick update on the hostages. Yesterday, we reported that Israel had recovered the bodies of 3 hostages in Gaza. We have just learned that a 4th body was also recovered from Gaza in that operation. His name was Ron Benjamin, and according to the group that represents the hostage families, he was a 53-year-old father of 2 who was out riding his bicycle on October 7th when he was captured by Hamas and brought to the Gaza Strip.
No.
Alex.
Josh, was he believed to be alive until recently? Did they have any details on that?
The Israeli military, in the information that they have just put out, said that they believed he was actually murdered in Israel and his body was brought to Gaza, which is the case with many of the hostages, according to the intelligence that Israel has at this point.
Okay. Josh Lederman, thank you so much for that report.